Hi everyone, and welcome back to day 21 of Christmas in September here at Stamp with Anna. And today is the last day that we're going to be using the Santa Sleigh bundle. This is the bundle and it's a great one. We're going to use the Merry Christmas. We're going to use these 2 little bows and the 3 boxes. The stamp set comes with coordinating dies. So this is most of them. The ones we're going to use today are the 2 pieces of the sleigh and the 2 bows. We're also going to use some glimmery paper. This is silver glimmer and silver glimmer and silver foil. And we have the Woodlands embossing folder and a little bit of Tranquil Tide. I liked the way the Tranquil Tide and the Pool Party went together. And we're going to use a couple rhinestones. And I'm going to show you how I made that little decoration there. And we're going to emboss. So we're using some Versamark as well as silver embossing powder. So the first thing we're going to do is set up our embossing. And here's the card base is, like I said, soft Pool Party. It's 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Typical card, standard card. Then I have a piece of Whisper White, which is 5.5 by 3. Then I need 2 strips of the foil for the matting here. And like I've been saying, I don't use a whole piece of foil to mat that because what would be behind this is just totally wasted. So what I do is just cut little strips and mount it like that. Then we need another piece of the gold foil to cut out the sled. And I found this one and it's just perfect size. Then I needed some scrap glimmer paper to cut out the intricate part of the sled. And you know how I'm always saying, don't throw any of those scraps away. Well, here's a piece of glimmer paper that I clearly had to die cut some circles out of. And this little piece here is just the right size. Isn't that perfect? All right, so I'm going to put our papers aside for now. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the Pool Party ink. Let me just get it on my carousel here. And we're going to ink up the embossing folder. And we're going to put the ink on the side of the embossing folder that has the Sizzix on it. That way, when we run it through, the ink will stay debossed and the white will come up embossed and it won't have any ink on it. So what we're going to do is just close your ink pad. Let me just give this a good snap. And then I'm just going to run it down like this. And every card you do is going to look different depending on the pressure of your ink, of how heavily you apply that ink. So now we're going to take our piece of white and we're going to put it in, and center it where we like it. And I'm just going to go right about there. I'm going to close this up and I'm going to go to my Big Shot. I'll be right back. Okay, and then when you open up your folder, this is your result. Isn't that just beautiful? This technique always amazes me. I just love it. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to attach my 2 strips of silver. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is stamp and emboss the presents. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Versamark ink, and what I did was I mounted all of my presents all on one block so that I can just stamp once. So what I'm going to do is ink up all my presents, and I'm going to stamp once, and I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to stamp twice. Now I'm going to emboss this. Slip a piece of paper underneath with silver embossing powder. I'm going to cover all of that. Okay. And I'm going to heat emboss it all. And the silver picks up on the whole theme of the silver, the back of the sleigh, and the silver glimmer. Okay, everything is all embossed, and doesn't that look so pretty? I'm going to go over to my Big Shot. I'm going to die cut, do all my die cutting. My bows, I'm going to cut these out by hand, and I'm going to die cut my bows, and I'm going to die cut the two different parts of my sleigh. And then I'll be right back. Okay, I have all of my die cutting done, and what I did was I cut my packages out by hand, and then on a couple of them I just put the bows on them. Okay, two I left without bows because you're not going to see them anyway. Now I've left these in their die for a couple reasons. The sled, I'm just going to pop this right out. You can see how easily that comes out. And I want to show you that I'm going to keep these two pieces here, these two cutouts here, because I'm going to just make those into my little corner decoration. So I'm going to put those aside, and everything else I'm just going to pop right out, and they just pop out beautifully. All right, now for the intricate sled on the glimmer paper, I'm going to take I have an old box here, a cassette, a wood mount case, and I have a piece of foam that comes with the die brush, and I'm just going to run this over that whole die so that these little pieces will pop right out. A couple of them might get stuck behind, but that's not a problem at all, as long as most of them come out. And I'm looking to save two of these swirlies, because one's going to go on one of my punch outs and one is going to go on the other. Just have to find one that's facing the other direction, and I think this is it right here. Alright, and one's going to go in that direction. Alright, and look at how easily that popped out. There's just a couple tiny ones that need to be popped out before I put it away. The precision plate and the die brush are just a great, great investment. Okay, so now we're going to start to put our card together. So the first thing I'm going to do is put my sled together. My beautiful sled. Is that not just stunning in the glimmer paper? I'm going to bring in my silicone mat because I know I'm going to get glue all over the place. And with my fine tip glue, I'm going to add some glue along the edge of my sled. All along the outside. And then I'm going to cap that. I'm going to turn this over and attach that. This has got such a wow factor. I just love the glimmer on the foil for this sled. It is just gorgeous. Now I'm going to turn this over again, and I'm going to put fine tip glue just on the bottom part of the sled, because I'm going to raise the top part of the sled up with dimensionals. And I'm going to strategically place them, as I do want to be able to fit my presents in there. I know there were going to be no presents down the bottom. I'm going to slice one so that I have just a little strip along the side here. Sorry, I think I'm off camera for that. Put a little slice there and a little slice on this side so that I can fit some presents in the sleigh. I'm going to take these off. And I'm going to attach this to my card front. And I'm going to put that right about there. Press everything down. Okay. Now while I have my glue tip, my tweezers out, I'm going to attach my little foil swirlies. Just going to put this right in the corner there. Press that down. I'm going to do the same with my other one going in the opposite direction. I'm going to fit that right in the corner, and that butts right up to this one here. What a great way to use little punch outs. I saw that and I said, oh, I think that's going to make a nice scroll for the corner of my card. And this one here, that's going in this direction, is going to be placed right here. And the other one, oh no, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Going in the opposite direction is going to be placed on the other side. Right there. Now I know they look a little unfinished, but don't worry, we'll take care of that. I'm just going to let those set before I do anything else with those. Now I'm going to put my presents in my my sled. And first, before I start taping anything down, I'm just going to give it a dry run. So I want to make sure that everything fits nicely. Okay, so one that has a bow, I want sticking out of the top. And I'm going to try to mix and match my shapes. This one has no bow, so I'm going to put this one right about here. Then I want one down here at the end of the sled to make it look like the sled is nice and full, because we have good little boys and girls. And another one right here. And this one's going to go right here. Now, the positioning is very different from my first card, but this works, so I'm going with it. So, I'm going to start taping them down. There's my snail. Okay, and rather than have you watch me, I'm just going to do this off camera so that it doesn't take up too much time. Okay, I have all my presents placed. Now the last couple things I'm going to do is just add a little bling right here, just to cover up those rough edges of that glimmer paper. Another one there. And one more right there. And there we have it. I hope you've enjoyed this card. And if you have any questions at all, please contact me through my blog, www.stampwithanna.blogspot.com. And come back tomorrow for day 22 of Christmas in September at Stamp with Anna. Tomorrow we'll be starting a series with another stamp set. So I hope you can join us. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.